Okay, it's a best of 5 here between in the top left on the grid Astrea and in the top right SHIN. Both players had to delete some of the most established Terran players in the world to get to this series here, to get into this spot in the finals. SHIN just defeated Byan in a very epic series, and Astrea on the other hand just defeated Cure in a very epic series. So both players coming off extremely strong victories against super strong Terran players here. How do they fare in this matchup? Trying to think who this map would favor more. I feel like probably SHIN, but maybe Astrea has a cool plan how he can utilize this gold as a staging point to a strong push into the Zerg's third base. And I wonder honestly, as SHIN, if you don't just go down here and take this third below and just grow into the bottom, would make a lot of sense. I mean, having this third as well would just compact or like tighten up your base, make it very compact, but it also is pretty close to your opponents. I'm not sure. Not sure. Probe going across the map here. And we'll start the harassment. Double gate opening, already a little bit different. So Astrea is gonna play this aggression. Early game aggression. Is there an entrance? Is this open? I guess it is, but is it? I don't know. I haven't made a wall like this. Probe is gonna get chased out here by these links, but it will still scout the third base location. That's a nice piece of information that he's gonna get for himself. And double adapt opening here, no super early stalkers. So this of course means there's not gonna be an early oracle. And a sentry follow-up, I love to see. That's what I wanted to see. Utilize that early sentry, utilize that energy overcharge on the sentry. Now he's forcing a bunch of units from his opponent. That's a pretty straightforward thing to do, but well, that's what he's doing right now with these 2 gateways. And a robo following this up. No oracle whatsoever. Is he gonna commit to the shade? I think yes. He's gonna get into a good position. He snipes already 2 drones. Can he get out? Only 31 health left, but this one is quite healthy. Perfect execution here by Astrea. Can only do this once though, and as you can see, indeed this is open. He's making more and more adepts. No Twilight, no Glaives, no Blink, no Charge. Is this gonna be a Soul Train? Is he gonna just make like 3 more sentries, and is he just gonna go and like try to kill SHIN? Is that gonna be it? I mean, he needs more gates though. Oh, Forge, alright. That makes sense. He fakes an oracle. I love to see this. He fakes an oracle. SHIN never got into the main base. He doesn't know what the tech is. And he thinks, oh yeah, there's an oracle after the double gate. Haha. Little do you know. Is this gonna pay off? He's going into a Twilight with that Forge. What is he gonna get from the Twilight though? And the Lynx don't see that oracle leave. We need to keep an eye on this if he sees the oracle expire. And that might be the case. It might just be the case. The oracle is gonna run through, and it is gonna expire just out of vision. It's the perfect moment to expire. Now that's a big catch though here for SHIN. Depleting any of these units before that push is actually happening is gonna be very painful here. And that's gonna be a charge shot in it seems like. He's just gonna throw down more and more gateways, Charge Lot, Archon all in here from Astrea. He's going to try to harass with that Prism a little bit and those 2 Adepts. He's going to probably shade into the Prism here. Shade out, shade out, shade out. There we go. And he'll go in and snipe a few probes or drones or whatever you want. And he doesn't even have to come into the Prism. He's going to kill a few more workers here. Let's be careful though with the Prism. Oh, he's going to eat a lot of damage. Oh, he's going to eat a lot of damage. There's like the Tron thing. Oh, he's going to lose the Prism. Yeah, that's it. He does lose the Prism, gets a few more, or 1 more probe though. So, at least not in vain here. And now the Overlord is starting to come in here. He sees the 3rd base, but that might be a red herring. We're looking at 6 gates only though. It's not an 8 gate, it's not the full all-in. And he does actually go for Storm. So love to see this. He's killing a gateway, which is funny because he can't get the Immortals out, I guess. He's gonna replace that gateway. Yep. We saw that. Yep. Yep. We saw that. Now this is not gonna be an early push, and I'm not sure if I like this situation anymore for Astrea. He's going into a 3rd base, but SHIN is all in. SHIN is on 35 drones. He didn't make any more. He's ready to pounce. He had to kill one of his own gateways. He's down in production right now. He has a bunch of units. He has Storm. Is he gonna hold this push though? There's a lot of links in this push. Storm is gonna be a nice counter tool to that. And he does just barely catch this army visually. Oh, some good Storms here. He does have 1 more in the mix. He's gonna kill most of these links. He's gonna go into an Archon, but this army is a little bit too flimsy. Shield battery already out of juice. Too many roaches do remain. No Void Rays, no air units. Nothing to get rid of these units. But another big Storm. Sick damage here on most of these Ravagers and Roaches. And in the end, Astrea's gonna hold. He's not even gonna lose the 3rd base. Can he catch the rest of these units? Well, he's... Oh my god, he has this. He has this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure SHIN, if he cannot pull a rabbit out of his head and his pants, he has to GG here. And he says, I have no rabbits anymore. Astrea is gonna take the 1st game. SHIN definitely misled there by Astrea's pieces of information that he fed into SHIN. And, well, SHIN completely fell for that one. In the end there. Playing unbelievably well. Yeah, I like it too. Doing a lot of interesting things. You say brutal components, but yeah, I mean, it's still, the base game is pretty similar, right? And how he uses these units is pretty cool to see. Next map is going to be Pylon. A rotationally symmetric map. And up 1-0 in the top left. It is Astrea. Bottom right, it is SHIN. Down in this series. But SHIN is someone who can be down 2-0 and then win 3-2. So never count this guy out unless it's against Maru. He's never gonna win that best of 5, but against anyone else, he can do it. He has done the reverse more than not, I feel like. I've seen him mostly against Byan or Cure, where he's done like 2 games and then he just wins the series still. Or even against Hero. Nexus first. Love to see Astrea play a best of 5. It's just amazing, it's fresh, it's a lot of different ideas. It's really play a best of 5, play a series over play each game for itself. Now earlier he played double gate, now he plays Nexus first. Completely different approach. Turn it around 360 here, or 180. 360 would be the same again, but 180. And I mean, when SHIN is gonna get that information, he already has his build chosen, so there's no way to get like an edge from this. He could have gotten into a triple hatch before pool, right? There's not gonna be any pressure whatsoever for quite a while. And is Astrea gonna do another double gate? I wonder. I think the answer might be yes. He's waiting for that money right now, but seems like this probe is gonna be here for a extra gate. And that's gonna be the case. I think he didn't go into Nexus first, right? He just went into double gate last game. Only Dark, Rogue and Sarah can match up with his... They sometimes make him look stupid. I guess Reyna as well. Reyna's pretty good against Maru, even though he most of the time doesn't win the series, but they're very competitive games. Now, cybernetic score on the way here. Again, unit heavy approach by Astrea. This time it's far apart though. Going into that double adept once again. Did he go Nexus first last game? I can't remember. I feel like he didn't, but maybe he did. Maybe I did completely misread that game in the early game now. Though we are looking again at a unit heavy approach here. No air units though. And this time there's gonna be the Stargate. There we go. So quick follow up there. I love how he's utilizing splitting these adepts and then shading together though to get some extra scouting intel. This map is terrible to see blue, by the way. You should have them play red against yellow or something. I don't know. He's trying to grab a Ling for himself or a creep chum or whatever he can get, but he doesn't really find anything of value, so the adepts need to go home. And we see only one Stalker, no Sentry. Of course, the gas went into that Stargate, which is going to produce an Oracle now, so there is no money for a Sentry. And he was looking for an Overlord, but the Overlord is actually... They are on the fringe. There's one over here on the left side, and there's one over there on that natural position. You might see that with the gas, once that's going to finish up. And... I'm a little bit sad. I was actually daring Astrea to go into a double Stargate and go into Phoenix after the Oracle. I'm going to like a mass Phoenix style. Of course, he's choosing that Twilight, which is just a solid follow-up overall, and going into extra gateways after this. Only one Oracle. Nah, there's the second one on the way here. Overcharged, going across the map. When is SHIN gonna see this one? He moves in with the Overlords now, but they're not there yet. Now the Oracle is already knocking at the door, knocking at the creep, and Astrea is just moving into the safe area. It's just like, alright, let's settle for some creep. So I'm gonna throw down one more Revelation. He's not gonna do it. 3 adepts, 4 adepts. One is a little bit disjoint, and Shade is gonna be cancelled. As he scouts those links. He's probably gonna move back with his force here. Needs to be careful, does not want to lose that Oracle. Second Oracle did just finish up and will pair up with this one. He does shade in though with the adepts now. Can he snipe some drones? Just settle for the links first. Oh, he hits the pace there. Unfortunate. And he does lose some probes himself. Adepts trying to keep this safe, but that's a bunch of links here across the map. The queens, they walked. So again, SHIN playing insanely aggressive here. Now queens, only 3 queens. They're not gonna be enough. I mean, 5 queens is gonna be enough against 2 oracles and a bunch of adepts. But this base, this should go down. But the queens shouldn't get back. And like honestly, lay down a stasis trap behind. If you're Astrea, so you can catch these units. Trying to retreat and just get some value. Now he does do the other approach. He says counter damage is the name of the game, so he goes across the map with the double Oracle, and there's nothing really at home defending. There's nothing at home defending, but as I said, that the spores are here, the spores are ready, and the spores are poking at these oracles, and that's just enough. This was a huge win here for SHIN, if he can get these units back as well. Like, honestly, that's why I say, stasis that. Stasis that army. Yo, Aurel. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're having a good time. Yes! There is no choice for those queens but to walk into the trap. I mean, they don't even all get trapped because they're so slow to reinforce into the trap. Now, SHIN is taking this rich geyser base as his fourth. So he wants to play drone efficient. Basically what this rich geyser does, it gives you 3 more supply to your army for a little bit, which you don't need to spend on drones. Now Stokers are blinking across the map, they're gonna catch those 2 queens, and nice stasis trap here does catch all of these links. Even the probe did stay alive, now he's gonna encircle this with these Stalkers, encircle this with these Stalkers, encircle this with these Stalkers. See? Even blocking this off with a pylon, and yep. Finally the attack move happens. And those links are not gonna get out. All of them are gonna get culled. Pretty good catch. I mean, the damage was already dealt, so Astrea is still quite far behind here. Don't want to sugarcoat this. Robotics facility on the way. Temple Archives just finishing up. +1 halfway done. Charge also halfway done. Need to see that Storm getting research immediately. And he needs to be across the map and poke with these Stalkers. He needs to get a base ideally. Because double expansion is on the menu here for SHIN. He's coming back with those links. He does not run them into a stasis. He's like so careful right now that he's almost missing the timing on this. And I think he just missed the timing on this. Quick recall here. Love to see this one. Definitely a good move from Astrea. Again, it's gonna get these links. Overseer in the main base. It's gonna be chased out by a few of these Stalkers. You do see the double oracle still hovering at home. He needs to throw down a few more stasis traps, but I mean, it's still a very uphill battle here to climb for a Protoss player if he wants to come back into this game. Hydra Link Bane is going to be the composition choice for SHIN, and that's going to be a good one because that's trading efficient. It is a lot of units, it's a lot of pace, high octane, powerful, fluid on the map. And he already has 5 bases, so it's gonna keep him very safe here. Now he's making a bunch of banes on the right here for an attack into that main base. Now if we would see sentries, right, force fields, that's something that could be amazing. There's no Archon. There's a stasis trap that could actually fully block this. That's kind of a genius move actually. Position on that trap. That could fully block these banes from going in. And then you need to snipe the wall first. Now, is he gonna find these units with that zealot push? No, he's not gonna find it. Astrea expanding into the left direction, so he will be close to that piece of the base here. There's this like high gas base, but this is already mining for quite a bit. Now, the tech is coming in. Is he gonna hit this adept? Is he gonna get trapped? And indeed it is the case. He still does get in though. The probes are not running yet. Finally they are running. Stokes are chasing on the right side. Probes are gonna get sacrificed unfortunately here. But that stasis was genius to be honest. Now there's an immortal. He's naturally walking into those. Oh, if they turn around and turn on those Templars. Move them away, the Templars. He's got there was so many banes, it's just gonna destroy the cybernetics core. That's a big issue. Templars are exposed, no storms. Oh no. 3 high Templars stacked out on energy are gonna die. The base is gonna fall as well. And the last storms have been used on banelings. Now can he actually keep this base alive? I can't believe the cheap battery did do some magic happen here. But in the end, these 3 Light Templars with like 6 storms stacked up, not being in place here anymore, are gonna make this defense impossible here. And even though Astrea with some smart moves tried to keep himself alive in that game, he will not be able to do so. +2 is gonna finish up, but so does also do the game. And SHIN is gonna grab that second map here, 1-1. going into map number 3. Right. Oh, that was the wrong button. Excuse me. Alright guys, in the bottom left it is Astrea, in the top right we do have SHIN. There we go. Already doing an extractor trick. Are we gonna see another Nexus first here? I feel like the answer is no. This map looks like more of a standard map in general, so I don't think we're gonna see something crazy from Astrea. He's gonna already keep the probe around and he's gonna plaster down that gateway. One storm is not enough to kill Hydralisk. Yeah, I think they have 80 HP, the storm does 75 damage, so they should survive 5 HP. I mean, you can't have a 2 supply unit that costs that much. It's like 150 die, so easy to storm, to be honest. I think it's the correct way for the game. Maybe it has 85 HP, I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like the Brute War Hydra, which is 1 supply and 75-25, right? It's a super cheap budget unit in Brute War. That's why it has to die so fast. It has to be weaker. Now, first time we might see a standard game out of Astrea in this series so far. Definitely a good thing to mix in. Will he cancel the warp gate? Nope, he just goes into Twilight Council to keeps the warp gate alive. Not gonna be that Oracle opening, so it's not fully standard, but this is the most standard he has been playing so far. We could see an Adept opening with like glaives. He could also just go into very fast blink, but even going into a fast blink with no Oracle support, it's gonna be rough for those Stalkers to actually trade open across the map. Going into a Robo though, trying to fill that gap with like a Warp Prism. I feel like still though you want to go into Adept Stone with this setup, right? Is he gonna catch that Link? Oh! The Stalker moves out of the way, the Link is gonna get in, it's gonna get some nice scouting intel. Ah, that's unfortunate. Bit of a mistake here by Astrea. Unfortunate, unfortunate. He's not utilizing this yet. Still waiting on money, and there's the glaives. Okay. So yeah, if I can read this is glaives, I feel like SHIN should also be able to read that this is glaives. This setup. And he's probably going to be able to do so when he sees the next few units spawn here. If he sees them spawn. Already Roach Warren on the way here to respond to this early aggression which is coming his way. We see 4 gates, glaives, a Warp Prism, 2 bases, exposed intel, and that's to that 1 Ling, and that's a big slip up in my opinion. If this comes masked and the Adepts are only scouted once they're across the map, maybe the Roach Warren is late, maybe the unit response is late. This should not be the case in this game. He even sees the Adepts now. So this is an open book here to SHIN. How does he want to defend this? That's the answer to this puzzle. Now, even if you know this is coming, it's still gonna be rough to defend. And this doesn't have to be committed to. He can just not shade. Well, he's gonna shade. But he can just not commit. If he doesn't want to. He's gonna kill a couple queens, maybe, only 1. And he will keep on warping in, so he will go with this for now. The first shade does happen, and he goes to the third base with that, and the War Prism does have 4 adepts reinforcing. He kills a Spore. That's not really something you're looking to kill. It's something, but it's not something of value, really. I feel like there was a little bit of missed target firing. I mean, he gets a confirmed kill, but honestly, just shooting at the hatchery would have been better, in my opinion. Now, how is he going to follow us up? We already see a Nexus on the way here at the third base. He's going into an Immortal. I feel like this shade was a big overextension, and as we indeed see, most of the adepts do die. Only 4 do make it out. He does warp 4 more in at home. 8 adepts against 12. It's a difference you would love to see on the Protoss side, to be honest. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult to defend this one. I mean, Shin's just pushing across the map. He has a bunch of links. And with those adepts missing, no shield batteries set up yet. The base is not even finished. He does have the prism for some micro if he wants to. He could dodge some roach shots. It's quite difficult to dodge those shots, but because they like look weird. The animation looks kind of weird. But yeah, you can dodge these shots. He's making more mortals, making more adepts. He needs to stay alive. Immortal needs to be focused on those roaches, and the adepts everything else. That ship battery is gonna get blasted down, but it does stay alive here, so the overcharge actually does provide some value. Can he kill these Ravagers? He has a very bursty group of units, but he doesn't really have that high DPS against links. In the end though, these adepts with the glaives are proving to be a little bit too much here for this army from Shin, and if he can catch these Ravagers, that could be pretty good. Now there's a bunch of links. The links are coming in for the surround, but it's just not enough units. Some links are in for the counterattack though. Again, an open book here. Not the booked part, but the door is actually open. So catching these units, catching economy in the main base. It's a little bit too much to pay here for Astrea right now. He does have a bunch of economy though. Shin never made workers behind that defense. And if Astrea realizes that this base is not mining yet, he can just recall again. He can just walk back home. Oh, the prism does stay alive. Okay, that's important. If he loses that prism, he's gonna lose the immortals. He doesn't have the recall yet, but he's just gonna go and settle for some prism harass. And that's the best choice, because if he sees this, I mean, he's scouting with the observer right now. He needs to get into the space. He needs to get in that location. He needs to see that this is actually going on. Spore is coming for reinforcements here. I mean, he has even overlords just walking in. Immortals are trading the barriers for a few links. Can he get that roach? He's not gonna go for it. 1 stalker, 2 stalkers, 3 stalkers and 2 sentries trying to catch these overlords. The prism needs to be recalled most likely. It's not gonna be in time back at home if he just walks it. He's gonna catch a few reinforcements though. He needs to be careful, don't lose too much health there on these immortals. The big army knocking at the door here. If Astrea holds, he's gotta be through. He's still making probes. He's 54 against 37 workers here. And I think like with these force fields, it's just gonna be enough. The prism was recalled. We see 4 immortals now with the prism to juggle. Yeah, no way, Jose. You're not gonna break him, Shin. And the 5th immortal even joining here, and it's still gonna get juggled and saved. Mostly immortals do remain here out of this army, but it's just not enough damage happening. Even if he kills 10 more workers, he's still behind. So yeah, GG has to be called. Astrea is gonna hold after his... Well, honestly, the all-in didn't really do that much, but... Or the push from himself didn't do that much, but... He kept on making workers, and that was enough to stay in the game here. Wow, Shin, by the way, got 700 APM here. So 2-1 for our pros play. What's map number 4? Persephone. try asking for a second here. Two and one. Next map, Persephone. It's a big map. We can have like a small information screen here right now. This map is very far apart. If you spread out in the bottom right as the Zerg player, this location is so far apart. So I feel like proxy pylons might be a big thing. Having a double prism could be great here. This could go into a very long game, even though it feels kind of difficult to get up a lot of bases because they're quite spread out. Let's see how this game is gonna develop. So far, Shin has been playing a lot of aggression here in this series, and I'm kind of afraid he tries to do the same. I want to see a long macro game for once here. In the bottom left, we do have Astrea already up 2, and in the top left, we do have Shin only with 1 point. Do the extractor trick here. Kind of feel we're seeing a Nexus first here again. Feeling this in my little toe. I'm just gonna keep the probe around. Alright, my little toe does betray me here. We will see that gateway expand. But Astrea has been mixing this up basically every game so far. Now this should be a standard game, right? He went into the Twilight with the Glaives last game. This should be a Stargate opening. Honestly, I don't like this map that much for Stargate. Like the distance is kind of far. It's not that open to fly in. All of the minerals are to the top. Like the resource locations are kind of tucked to the top where there's not that much airspace. But let's see. Maybe it's the perfect way to play a defensive Stargate here. And I mean, that could just be enough against someone like Shin, who has been choosing to be extremely aggressive so far in this series, and it didn't really work out that well, did it? It worked once, but didn't work twice, so there you go. If it fails once more, you're out of the game, and if it keeps that ratio, you're also out of the series. Stargate. Do we see a Void Ray? This is gonna be a Void Ray first. Into the Oracles. That was all the rage for like 2 to 3 months early this year. Oh no, one Oracle down the drain. That was even overcharged and it couldn't get much out of his energy. Astrea proceed to clear some creep here, but the Oracle is about to die. He needs to be very careful with that if he uses it for tags or whatever. He's shading in with the 3 adepts he has left over from the early stage of the game, but he will just lose them here. He gets a few drones at least for it, but he's starting to kind of free up his supply and make his army a little bit better. Get Stalkers in, get Storm out, get that +1. And he's utilizing those stasis traps to fall back to, but SHIN does try to trigger it with 1 link. Unfortunately, he also gets caught with a few more because that explosion radius is just a tiny bit bigger. And we do see, as well was already said, the Storm. We need to see that charge though. He needs to get charge as well. He does have the money for it, and he needs to scout that spire. That could be a big issue. The spire is somewhere hidden. It's down up here in the north behind that mineral line. From the natural, and that's a tough position to scout. And we could see a big muta game here from SHIN. Astrea trying to go up to 4 bases. He does have already zealots, he doesn't have charge, he doesn't have it on the way. Needs to fix that. What is that? A healing zone? A healing shrine? How does this work? Wait, what? How does this work? A healing shrine. Alright, we have healing shrines. Can you heal, like, Protoss units? Can you heal, like, carriers and colossi? Now, we do see a push here from SHIN, but he's poking both sides. Stasis traps and Storm are gonna keep the man safe though, but ooh, yeah, nice Storm here again. Roaches do have a lot of HP, but eventually they will bleed out if they eat too many Storms. And yeah, so far the Storm defense is looking good. An Archon on the way here. Yeah, I want to see him move like this herd stalk into that healing zone. I want to see how this operates. I probably need to go test this after the series. 3 mutas, that's it. 3 mutas. And he does have a few more, but it's not many. He doesn't invest that much. It's 10 mutas, actually, it's not that terrible. It's gonna be enough to really quickly get rid of these probes here. And he will not see them until they are inside the base already, killing these workers. As you can see, quite nice to kill workers indeed, those mutalisks. And one blink is gonna at least confirm one of those kills, but the rest is gonna get away. Oh, can he get them into storms though? He doesn't have the Archon with this army, I feel like. Oh my god, it's stuck with the Zealot. They're like locked in eternal love. Hive on the way. First time in this series we see a Hive here. Maybe not. Maybe it's the second time, I'm not sure. But definitely a little bit of a different approach here this time from SHIN. Can he kill this base in the bottom right? He does have an exposed base to himself right now. He's gonna clear this cannon, the gates to still stay alive, and he cannot really break through. Stalkers are not gonna be enough though. And the Zealot charge, man. Fucking charge, come on. Please remember the charge. He does have +2, he does have +1 armor on the way, he does have no charge on the zealots. They're so slow. They can't even dodge their own storms. He's losing more and more workers. I mean, they're not gonna help against mutas, right? So why would you get it? Ha ha ha. But oh my god, those mutas are pretty boxed in. It's gonna get one more blink here. One more blink, one more blink. Yeah. Will he finally get charged though on this Artosis Pylon? Still no charge. Yeah, this could cost him the game. And let's see how many zealots have already been killed. It's only 7, but he's warping in more. He has a composition out of 8 zealots right now without charge. Slow zealots. Still not noticing this. He's losing a few more workers here. I want to say it's mutas in the main, and I'm correct. Now this big bulk is coming in again. Those chargeless lots are just standing there, trying to get in on the action, but it's so painfully slow. They're actually behind the army. Bile's connecting to High Templars here. That's a little bit of an issue for Shin. Rally into the army there. Is gonna get caught. That's 5 probes, 5 roaches for 0. That's quite expensive. But we still are missing charge. A few roaches try to split off here, but that cannon again in place. And those stalkers are going to be enough to clear these out. Now he's very stalker heavy, to be honest. He does have what, 36 stalkers, 5 templars and 6 chargeless lots with 1 archon. Let's get that +3 weapons, +2 armor and another gate and a couple more cannons and a war prism. Because who needs charge? If I can just juggle my zealots into the front line, it does the same. It's a Warcraft 3 healing fountain. Yeah, I want to see how this actually operates. I really want to see an Protoss unit go there. If it only recharges the shield or if it actually heals up the health. That would be the only way to recover health for Protoss units. It does kill that base, actually. It's not a cancel. That's straight up kill here. A little bit of a mistake there for Shin, muta player. And that 36 Stalker army is inside the main and it's gonna kill the hive. Oh! Oh, he kills the hive, and then he just recalls out. See? He does lose 4 stalkers, but that's worth a hive. Now, can he get this defense happen? Templars are exposed here on the front line. He's gonna morph one into an Archon. The stalkers are trying to catch the rest of these units. This base needs to stay alive. The links are gonna be enough, though. I feel like, it has to be cancelled. Unfortunate timing there. But if you can catch the rest of these units, that would be great. Now, move into that. I only saw links in there, but I feel like only 1 link got healed. Now, is he gonna move in that? Move in that. Move in that. You have this position. It's not like there's anything to gain from not staying there. Okay, now he needs to move again. Still no charge on the way. Okay, so it heals the HP. I'm pretty sure it just healed this stalker up. Pretty sure it just healed that stalker up. Fleet Beacon. Stargate. Can we see charge with that? I mean, he's not utilizing that many zealots. Maybe he already gave up on the idea of making more zealots. He has more than he had before, though. It's 14 now. And they're still slow as hell. He needs that against lurkers, to be honest. I mean, how can he not notice this? It's so many, and they are literally not charging, and they are so slow to retreat. He needs to notice this. It's not like they're fungled. And there we go. That was the key moment. It is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, 13 minutes, 24 seconds. We do start charge. And he has actually very low units, so you just go into that freaking circle and heal all of those units up. I feel like for Protoss this is super overpowered because they don't naturally heal. If you can get those back up to like, how do you say, fresh out of the oven status, it's gonna be insanely powerful, I feel like. Like, imagine an Archon stepping in and regaining 7 health. But like everything else would be super overpowered. Now this base is gonna fall here. Unfortunately. Didn't have the detection. Finally that detection is coming on. He's gonna come from all sides. Chargeless lots are gonna expose themselves to death. And he needs to stay alive here on the right side as well. Astrea has a lot of money, but he's struggling to have enough units to defend all locations. All of that stalker bulk, it just went down the drain. He's down to 12 stalkers from 36. And the Zealots, they're not doing the trick because they are so slow. He's trying to transition, but he does not have the money, actually. He has like a bank, but he doesn't have the income to support this any longer. And he did lose another base, so he's down to 3 bases. These bases are starting to run low. He needs to throw down his Nexi again. He needs to get his army, needs to be more powerful. And this is the power that he was missing. Let's have a look. Now it's complete. We did lose 35 Zealots till this point, being slow. And probably because they were slow. Now finally charged it complete. He does kill, I think it was the Lurker Den. So the tech is starting to look terrible here for our Zerg player. Prism definitely doing some wonder work here. And Mothership is going to be a recall into the main. He's readying his army for a recall. He can do the double recall. He has it up. He does have a lot of defenses still back at home. Oh, he's actually making Archons out of this. I'm not sure about this one. I wanted to see him to stack these. Now he's going to lure out the units. He's going to poke in the right. And then he's going to recall in the main. But actually the main is not that high value. Now he does see the army on the right. He does see the army on the right. The Mothership is going back. It's going back home. He abandons ship. He abandons plan. Oh my lord. Storm! But Lurkers. Stalkers are blinking to a correct location here. Can he win this fight? It seems the answer is yes. Shin just exposing himself so much. And look at that. He's making an Ultra's Cavern because he doesn't know what to make. He's cancelling it right now. He doesn't have a Lurker Den. No more Lurkers. That Lurker Den snipe, that was crucial. Look at this. No Lurkers on the field. 2 Hydras. He's making 13 Hydras, but Shin has nothing. He has nothing left. This is about to be over because he lost that Lurker Den. This thing. He didn't remake it. Come on, our Sun Gemma. It's the best one for Archons because it can heal that 1 to 10 health. And then you only have shield batteries. You already have that, right? It's the missing piece in Protoss Arsenal, that piece on the map there. But, I mean, he doesn't even need it. He's just killing Shin anyways. I mean, look at this army. He's already harassing in the top right as well. He's culling the drone count finally. But the army's just so bad for Shin. It's terrible. He's making 2 Lurker Dens right now because he needs it so desperately. And Astrea is just making High Templars and Archons right now. He could use some more Zealots, to be honest, and he's doing that. And he could utilize that Mothership as well. He's just floating that at home. He could just have it with the army, you know. You can cloak, you can use other spells, the slow zone, stuff like that. There are opportunities to use this. Zealots speeding up now through those speed zones. And yeah, he will poke out this base. He's even storming the drones here and storming on the retreat. He does lose the observers. Now we have finally the double Lurker Den up and running here. So we are back into Lurker production. But Astrea is just gonna kill Shin before Shin can get out a good army again. And Astrea does take this best of 5 series. Whoa, Astrea! That was great. Very well done here by Astrea. Congratulations to the man. Congrats, matey, on taking that one. Getting that Lurker Den was key in the last game. Very good move. GG's.